All roads lead to Coors Field in downtown Denver. Tonight, officially, it opens. Baseball 95 comes to this beautiful, sparkling new ballpark at the foot of the Rockies. This is Coors Field as it might look come October in a World Series. It's freezing, but the big crowd is gathering. A sellout is expected as Coors Field becomes part of the National League. Wednesday night baseball, the New York Mets, the Colorado Rockies at Coors Field. This was the scene this morning, 10 a.m. They had a lot of snow here in the Denver area, and you wouldn't have thought we'd be able to play the way it looked earlier today. However, they've gotten all of that snow cleared off the field. This is the scene right now in downtown Denver, although it is very cold. The Rockies' stated goal is to become the quickest expansion team to go to the World Series. I lost 50 degrees this morning, Joe, when we left Miami. The Rockies take the field. Ballpark with about 50,000 seats. Here's the batting order for opening day. Brett Butler in center field. Jose Vizcaino is at shortstop. Rico Brogna played very well for a brief time last year. And the Mets will be facing that man, the 33-year-old right-hander Billy Swift. As recently as the year before last, he was a 21-game winner in the National League. The first pitch at Coors Field. Brett Butler deep into the hole. The long throw by Weiss. Safe!
This is the toughest play for a shortstop. Deep in the hole. He doesn't have time to plant himself because Butler runs well. Galarraga stretches out. He comes up with it, but Butler beats the play at first base.
Butler is running. Right up the middle. Could be two. There's one. Two.
And, John, that's what Billy Swift will give you.
The batter is Rico Brogna. Shallow center. Weiss. He's involved in everything in this inning. He's got it. Down go the Mets. A leadoff single for Butler, but nobody left on. And a 5-pitch inning for Swift. The Rockies are coming up. Walt Weiss leads off for the Rockies at shortstop. Joe Girardi, the catcher. Larry Walker makes his debut for Colorado. And a lot of high hopes pinned on this acquisition. Andres Galarraga, who's just had incredible numbers since coming to Denver. Dante Bichette also, he has blossomed into a star. On the mound for the Mets, he was 12-7 last year. Bobby Jones.
And I think Bobby Jones is another reason that the Mets have a chance of having an excellent season. There you see he had 12 wins last year.
And Walt Weiss, it's not a home run, but he gets the Rockies started with the first Rockies hit in Coors Field. He'll go into the books.
People talk about how good the ball travels here. I think the key for a pitcher is not to worry so much all the time about a sinker, but to make sure that he stays ahead of the hitters. The problems happen is when you get behind 2-0 and the hitter knows what's coming, then he tries to lift the ball, and then you get a lot of fly balls that will go out.
There goes the runner. Base hit. Weiss will easily make it to third.
And you'll see a lot of that, as I mentioned, over the course of the season, because Baylor likes to hit and run. Girardi can do the job, and Weiss runs well as also. So it's a perfect hit and run combination.
The infield double play depth. Punched into left field. Base hit. Coming in to score is Weiss. Rounding second, Girardi heading for third. Heading for second is Walker before Segui can get to it. A stand-up, wrong way double. 1-0 Rockies.
Not your typical double by
Girardi at third, Walker at second. The runners will hold as Jones handles it over to Brogna. And Galarraga is unable to pick up an RBI there. With one out. Right center. Everett is there, tagging at third, Girardi. He'll score. Heading for third is Walker after tagging. He makes it there as the throw is cut off. And it is 2-0 Rockies. I see some empty spots out there in the rock pile, Joe, in center field. Center field, but right to Butler. And that's the inning. The Rockies get two. Larry Walker drove in the first run at Coors Field in his first game. Bonilla coming up. That's the look from behind home plate out to center field. And look, there's some openings out there in the rock pile, Joe. Just $1 per person out there. Galarraga. Whoa, what hands. There's a Swift. Beautifully done. Base hit, Bichette. And he says, I'll be happy to play wherever you want me to play. Well, he wanted him to play third base, did Dallas. Strike 3 over the outside. 2-2 the count. Right to the big cat. That's the inning. Everett is retired. 2-0 Colorado after 1.5. So look at that right field area. Triple deck affair out there. The 14-foot high wall in the right field corner, which also houses the out-of-town hand-operated scoreboard. And there's the guys inside of it. It's truly hand-operated. Strike 3. Fortunately, there's not a whole lot of wind blowing. On the ball to short. Vizcaíno. Out number 2. You see how this ballpark compares with the old ballpark, Mile High Stadium. Mile High Stadium in left field, very short considering that the ball carried so well. Only 366 to left center. Out here, 390, so it'll be a little more fair. Center field is deep both places. A right field at Mile High was very big, 400 to right center. And here, right field will be the home run porch. Billy Swift thrown out by Bobby Bonilla after a first pitch ground ball. Base hit. Hit number 3. Well, that'll work. Castilla over to the second baseman covering. That's Mejia. And Hundley moves over to second base. Even with 3-1, the third baseman Castilla plays very shallow. Breaking for third, and he'll make it. That's Hundley. Butler thrown out by Weiss. 3-2 the count. Galarraga. Wrong man to hit it to. More ground balls induced by the pitching of Billy Swift. Top of the order coming with the Rockies. Walker coming up third. 2-0 Rockies. Weiss, who singled in the first starting a 2-run rally, is retired easily here on a comebacker by Bobby Jones. Can he get him? Vizcaíno's throw. Safe. Nice play by Vizcaíno, though. Left center field. That one's going to be in there, and they'll run all day. Girardi scores, and Walker will hold with a double. It is 3-0 for the Rockies. He hit it into the alleyway to the deepest part of the ballpark.
This is a sinker down and away. See the ball tailing away from Walker. Good piece of hitting. He doesn't try to pull it. See, watch him. He's going the other way. Just throws the bat at the ball, hits it in the gap in the left center field. And being as strong as he is, it rolls all the way to the wall.
That's into left center. Butler on the run. Got it. Walker had gone halfway, and he'll have to return to second base. Walker had to leap over the top of that one, and Vizcaíno throws out Bichette. That's the inning. Another run turning into the Larry Walker Billy Swift show here. The new guys are showing off. That one is really smoked into deep center field. Way back, and it's out of here. The first home run at Coors Field, and it belongs to the New York Mets' Rico Brogna, to the deepest part of the ballpark, to the left of that 415-foot sign out there.
Let's watch this pitch location. Well, it's not down a lot, but it's just a little above the knees. Not where Billy wanted to throw it.
Now Bonilla, high soaring fly ball left center. Plenty of room out there. And Bichette takes it. Here's Kent. Right back to Swift. Just what you were talking about earlier, Joe. He was in perfect position to field that ground ball.
Very good fielding pitcher.
Hit hard past the diving Walt Weiss. Base hit. David Segui gets the Mets' 5th hit against Swift. Everett is a switch hitter. Down on strikes, and that's the end of the inning. It's the first game at Coors Field. ESPN here to bring it to you. And one of the features of this new ballpark, down there beyond the lower deck grandstand in the right field corner, is the first micro brewery ever to be housed inside of a ballpark or a sports arena. And they make their own beer, as you might expect, in a brewery. And there's some of the brands right there, such as the Right Field Red, the Power Alley Extra Special Bitter, Slugger's Sandlot Stout, and of course Pinstripe Pale Ale.
Good pitch.
Strike three. Strike three. Castilla down. Vizcaíno. And down go the Rockies. 1, 2, 3. He's the 8th place hitter. Bobby Jones on deck. Facing Billy Swift. Base hit. Good try there by Mejia. But yeah, again, you saw how quick that infield was. I mean, that ball is just shooting through that infield as if it's artificial turf. Jones with the bunt. Swift will go to first. That's Mejia covering. Second straight sacrifice bunt successfully executed. One out, a man at second. The Mets down by 2. Nice pickup at third by Castilla. And Galarraga with a nifty bit of footwork over at first to accept the wide throw. That's a bloop. There's Bichette. And that's the inning. Looking at Coors Field, the newest ballpark in baseball. That's ball 4 to Billy Swift. Not a good sign for Bobby Jones to walk the pitcher. That'll get it done. No play there for Jones. Over to Bronya at first. And the sacrifice has worked with Swift taking second. Down the left field line. It's going to be extra bases. Swift scores. Girardi to second with a stand-up double. He's 3 for 3. 4-1 Colorado.
So he tries to get this fastball in. He gets it over the inside part of the plate, not far enough in, and Girardi rips it down the left field line. And Billy Swift comes in to score, gives the Rockies an insurance run.
That's Jerry DiPoto, formerly with the Cleveland Indians, now warming up in the Mets bullpen. And he ripped a long double to deep left center his last time. Vizcaíno and Walker retired for the first time, and Girardi went back to second base. But they averaged nearly 60,000 a game their first year at Mile High. That's a base hit for Galarraga. Rounding third and heading home is Girardi, and he'll score without a throw. Galarraga with his first RBI of the year. 5-1 Rockies.
He had 2 strikes on Galarraga. He was trying to get the fastball in, but he didn't have enough on it to get the ball in on his fist. Watch this pitch. See the pitch? He didn't have quite enough on it to jam him, and that's what he was trying to do.
5-1 for the Rockies. Bobby Jones is finished with Dante Bichette coming up, and DiPoto will come in to face him. We'll be back. Came right into the booth here, Joe.
Nice catch by Peter Pasquarelli. You can see me. I bailed.
Show us that ball, Joe.
I got out of the way.
Out in the right field area, they have a beautiful private restaurant called the, what is it, the Mountain Ranch Restaurant or something like that. That's from the inside. It's got a beautiful view of the proceedings. Bichette with the runner going deep into left center field. Not deep enough. Segui. And that's the inning.
Doesn't have quite the confidence in his fastball that he had earlier in the game.
Right through the middle. Base hit. And for the 5th time in 6 innings, the Mets leadoff man has reached base. Mike Munoz, a left-hander, is up in the bullpen. There he is. Bonilla high in the air to center. Kingery. And Bonilla again is out. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Kent. Kingery, a lot of room out there. Out number 2. Hit the bag.
Look at Billy Swift all the way over there. Almost caught it in the air, John. See, that's what I was telling you about how good a fielder he is and how good an athlete he really is. Let's take another look. Watch Galarraga as he makes a dive for it. Well, he may have been able to catch it, John, if it would have gone over the bag in the air. he was behind the bag. If the ball would not have hit the bag, he may have caught it, but more than likely they would have had it. It would have gone down into the corner.
Galarraga, no play, and the bases are loaded. There's a long drive, and it's tied up. What a shot! A rocket by Todd Hundley. And I hope somebody up in the stands was prepared, because that one is the first grand slam hit at Coors Field. And we start over again. It's 5-5.
Well, we're in the same position as I said before, because you could see that Billy Swift was starting to lose it after the first hitter in this inning. And Todd Hundley deposits it in the right field seats for a grand slam.
You got to win a ball game. These games count.
Well, that's true. That's what I said at the beginning. That's the dilemma that the managers are in right now.
Short work of Dipoto made by Swift, but Swift has blown a 5-1 lead. We're tied up. That's a base hit.
John, this is a very quick infield.
Base hit. Back-to-back singles. And here come the Rockies. There are the runners at the top of the screen. Kingery, Castilla down at the bottom. Nobody out. Mets infielders pulled in at the corners. 1 strike to count. Look out! He hit him. Is it a yeah?
No,
he hit it.
You know, the most vulnerable time you're in the batter's box is when you square around to try to bunt. A lot of guys do not square completely around. Now, if you square around as Mejia does, there's no place to go. See, right there's no place for you to go. You should really take a half stance and not square around completely.
Call for the left-hander Gunderson has been made. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Vanderwall a pinch hitter. Gunderson the relief pitcher. It's tied at 5. Eric Young. He's a guy with a lot of firsts in Rockies history. Not here at Coors Field, but in the other ballpark. He was the first man who ever batted in the history of the Rockies at Shea Stadium against Dwight Gooden. And then he hit the first home run as a Rocky in Denver. Right center field. Everett back. Still going back, and he makes the catch. 2 of the runners tag up. And rounding third, and now being held up and falling over. They've got him hung up. That's Castilla. Now the rundown. And Hundley tags him out. Castilla came racing around third. He was thinking about trying to score from second base on that fly ball. But then he got the stop sign from Hasse. As he put the brakes on, he just slipped and fell. Gunderson delivers. Did he swing? Yes. The plate umpire made the call himself on that low slider, and that's the inning, and the Rockies just get the 1. Brett Butler is the hitter against the new Rockies pitcher, left-hander Mike Munoz. The bunt. Galarraga thought about second, but went to first instead.
Well, maybe he's smarter than all of us.
And Butler around third. The catcher Girardi did not know where the ball had gone initially. Wild pitch. Good. Strike 3. And the game is tied up. Base hit right center. Butler scores. Bonilla's going to try for 2. Here comes a throw. And he is safe. Pretty good throw by Kingery. Great hustle by Bonilla.
John, I've always felt that Bonilla was a better hitter in this type of situation from the right side than he was the left side. Because watch, he just puts this ball in play, goes the other way, and just lines it that way. He tries to pull the ball a lot of times from the left side. That's a good piece of hitting, and as you mentioned, good hustle. Kingery comes up, fires a strike to second base, right on the mark. But a good slide by Bonilla, and he beats the throw.
And Don Baylor As you see there, yeah, very good call. Don Baylor heading out to the mound now. That's going to do it for Mike Munoz. That leadoff walk has turned into a run. The first game at Coors Field, not too far from Mile High Stadium. There it is, as seen from Coors Field. There's the new pitcher, Steve Reed. On to face Jeff Kent. Because of the hustle of Bobby Bonilla, a base hit could put the Mets ahead. Line drive left center field, but there's Kingery. And the inning is over. 6-6.
That's the dinger, isn't it?
Oh, dinger.
Yeah,
all right.
dinger.
Dinger the what? I mean, what is he?
Dinger the Rocky Mountain mascot.
Center field, Brett Butler. Larry Walker, the new Rocky. 2 doubles, 2 batted in. High in the air. Right center, but not deep enough. Everett near the warning track.
Well, he just missed that curveball. He was waiting for it. Looked like a pretty good pitch to hit.
The infield swung around toward third. A high fly ball. Butler now backpedaling. The wind gets hold of it. He's got it, and that's the inning. 3 up and 3 down. Good work by Gunderson. New pitcher Darren Holmes for the Rockies. 3-2. And he walked it. He didn't want to, but he did. Second inning in a row, a leadoff walk. Now Fordyce is in there. Nobody out. The batter, Carl Everett. The bunt pops it up. Caught by Girardi. Strike 3 called. Left field, Bichette. Ball really carried out there, but he caught up to it. 1 man left for the Mets. Bichette will be coming up. It's 6-6. Down the left field line. Orsolak will have to play it off the wall. A stand-up double for Dante Bichette.
Well, he gets a fastball. It looks like it's up a little bit, about belt high, and he rakes it down into the corner. I mean, the ball's hit very hard. Orsolak thought he had a chance of cutting it off, but it bounced away from him, and Bichette has a leadoff double for the Rockies here in the bottom of the 8th.
Look out! He's out on the tag by Bronya. Kent on the routine looking play made a bad throw, but Bronya saved it with the swipe tag. Down to third base is Bichette.
You should not bunt unless you think the guy cannot pull a ball. It's a high throw, as you mentioned. You see Bronya go up, come down, and taps him on the back.
2 balls and a strike to Castilla. Tie game, last of the 8th. Right to the shortstop. The runner will have to hold. Vizcaino throws out Castilla, and Bichette is still there at third base. Breaking ball. Bonilla, tough play. Got him. Beautifully done by Bonilla. Man, that could have been the game writing on that play. Took a bad hop, and then he had to make the off-balance throw, and he did it all. 6-6. Brett Butler coming up. Bruce Ruffin, the closer ordinarily. On the pitch now for the Rockies. Left-hander. He ended up being the closer.
And that's what happens.
Nice bunt. Ruffin. And that's the out. Jason Bates, the second baseman, covering.
Ballpark too much from the left side. Yeah.
That's the base hit, and the Mets have gone ahead. Coming in to score is Butler, and for the second time in a row, Bobby Bonilla, with 2 down, has driven in Butler with an important run. This is the first time in this game the Mets have led. That's a base hit.
And just remember, John, all this started because you walked the leadoff hitter.
They get the force at second. That's Weiss to Bates. Popped up. Right side of the infield. Bogar The wind blowing it around, and he just does make the catch. 3-2 pitch. He walked him.
And that's the discipline I talked about that you need to have if you're going to hit against John Franco.
It's last of the ninth. He struck him out.
Well, good pitch. That was not a bad pitch.
2-1 to Walker. That's a base hit into the alleyway. They're going to have to hurry it back. Butler with the relay. They're sending it home. Sleeve. It's tied up. Walker to third.
That is great hitting there by Walker.
And the big cat, as everybody at Coors Field is now standing. Popped up. And Kent just barely hangs on to it in foul ground. And we're not done yet on this cold night in Denver. We're going extra innings. 7-7 after one out there. Here, 7-7. There's been a lot of scoring. 10th inning. A bunt by Everett, and Ruffin throws him out. In the right center field, there's nobody out there. Let's see how quickly they get it in. Hundley is going to hold with a double. Center field. Hundley tags it second. Kingery's throw, and he beats it. It's the walk.
So that's 13 times.
He's now 20 out of 33 in getting on base in his appearances against Ruffin. 2-2 the count. He struck him out. He took the fat one for a ball and struck out on the slider just above the dirt. Bichette coming up. It's still 7-7. And that is the new Mets pitcher, Blas Minor, and he'll come on to face Dante Bichette.
Kids aren't that cold. Look at them. They're having fun.
There's a fly ball deep to left and caught by Orsulak just in front of the wall. Along the line, Orsulak, he gets there. The shortstop, Vizcaino. And that's the inning. A quiet one for the Rockies in the 10th. We're going to the 11th inning. Bogar and then Bonilla and Kent. We're here at Coors Field opening night. Tim Bogar facing Kurt Leskanik. Rockies led 3-0 after 3 innings. There's a broken bat looper. Caught by the second baseman Jason Bates. Did he swing? Yes. The plate umpire made the call himself, and now Bonilla gets into it with it.
He's not questioning whether he swung or not. He said you should ask the umpire at third base. That's what he's down there for. I don't think there was any doubt that he swung, but he just wanted him to use the umpire.
Strike three. Well, that at bat for Bonilla did not go the way he
just
wanted.
threw Bonilla out of the ball game.
The plate umpire Terry Bovee followed Bonilla over there.
Well, I saw what happened. Bonilla threw his helmet down, and it happened to bounce back toward the umpire, but he didn't see it until he saw it. He looked over and saw the bat on the ground and the helmet, and then he threw Bonilla out. I think he did this the wrong way. And he's also thrown Dallas Green out of the game. Bench, he's got to yell it down.
He'll get that cellular phone out. Strike three call. Careful. Can't drop the helmet. It's 7-7. We go to the last of the 11th. Popped up. Orsulak will give way to Jeff Kent. And there is one away. Popped up. Shallow center. Could be trouble. And Vizcaino makes it look easy after all of that. Orsulak takes it. Weiss is retired. And 7 straight Rockies have gone down. 2-2. Popped him up. Soaring pop up. And that one was up there as high as Pikes Peak, I believe, Joe. Running catch by Bichette in fair ground. Out number 2. High in the air, right center field. Playable for Kingery. 3 up and 3 down for the Mets. Girardi and then that man, Larry Walker, the new Rocky. Does he have one last bit of heroics left in him? We'll find out. Vizcaino. He got it. And so Walker will have to bat with the bases empty here in the 12th inning. The fork ball. Nice pickup by Orsulak. Minor covering. That's a drive deep in the right center field. Butler on the run. Makes the catch. Crashes into the wall and doesn't get up immediately. What a play by Butler, but he is down. Galarraga, meanwhile, is continuing to circle the bases. Just the catch was made, yeah. And why not? That's a good idea. Some of the Mets bullpen people out to have a look with Butler. The trainer's running out there as well. We'll see if he's all right. We're going to the 13th inning, tied up. The batter is a pinch hitter, Kelly Stinnett, the last Mets player other than a pitcher off the bench, and he is retired. A base hit into the alleyway. It'll be extra bases. Butler will pull up at second with a stand-up double as Kingery gets it back to the infield. That's a base hit. And the Mets have gone back ahead. Butler comes round to score. Vizcaino challenging Dante Bichette, who's got a strong arm. He's out! But the run has scored, and it is 8-7 for the Mets. Vizcaino's first hit of the game comes in the clutch in the 13th inning. There's a drive into left field. Bichette is going back. Still going back. He makes a leaping catch. Now he'll try to find those seats. He'll be leading off in the last half of the 13th inning. The Rockies are down again. It is 8-7 Mets. Vizcaino. Got him. One away. That's a line drive. Base hit. Everett fortunate that it didn't get past him. He almost made a terrible fundamental mistake there with a 1-run lead. Well, now pinch hitter Jim Tatum, the 41st player of this game. Base hit down the line. Otero chases it. They're going to wave him home. Here comes the relay. It's tied up again.
Well, so much for guarding the line if you're not 7 feet tall. That was a bullet down the line, and it got to the corner. And Kingery came all the way around to score. He actually scored easily. Tatum gets a pitch. Looked like it was a fastball in the middle of the plate. Yes, it is, and he drills it. It goes into the corner. Now, the left fielder seems to have some problem. No, he didn't. He got it back very quickly, but no chance to get Kingery at the plate.
Oliveros, the runner at second, with 1 out. Struck him out, and they made short work of him.
Well, maybe they knew something that I didn't know. Well, he doesn't give him the fastball 3-1.
Two men on, 2 men out, and Walt Weiss with a chance to be the hero. Batting right-handed now. He's a switch hitter. Wide of third. Bobbled. Got it. Out at second. 14th inning coming up. Here's Mark Thompson, who's a starter with Colorado Springs last year, 8-9 with a 4.49 ERA. That's a base hit for Otero. Oh, somebody better save that baseball for him.
You don't want to make any mistakes.
The bunt.
That is interesting. They bunt with Kent.
The guy who can hit it out of the park. Bichette. Ball carrying, and he lost it. It's over his head. Otero got a late break. Here he comes, and he'll score anyway. Dante Bichette misjudged that ball.
Now watch, see where he has to circle backwards. He was cutting straight across, circle backwards, and the ball is over his head for a double.
Here's Lohman. Remlinger is going to bat. And by the way, Remlinger, a lefty, the second man up for the Rockies. In the last half of this inning, the left-handed batting, Larry Walker. Walt Weiss to Bates at second for the force out against Hundley. 9-8 the score. Can the Rockies come back and do it again? Girardi, then Walker, then Galarraga coming up. It is 9-8 for the Mets. We go to the last of the 14th. 43 players have been used in this game. 14 of them have been pitchers. Todd Hundley a big night, 4 for 6 in a grand slam. Brett Butler has been on base 5 times and scored 3. And Larry Walker 3 for 6, 3 doubles, 3 batted in, and he is up second here in the last of the 14th inning. It's only 10:20 here. We got 2 hours and 40 minutes before curfew here. In fact, they don't even have curfew. That's a base hit. Hold on. I mean, the pattern's been set. The Rockies only score if the Mets score.
You're right.
He struck him out.
Another fastball.
The outfield very deep. 1 out, 1 on. Right to third. Bobbled. Bogar. He threw to the wrong base. Everybody's safe.
You're right. Once he bobbled it, he still had a shot to get Galarraga at first base, and he took the wrong play. He could have still gotten Galarraga at first.
I don't know, Joe. Is Bichette pressing a little bit tonight?
Well, it seems like he's, going for it or trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
2-1 to the dangerous Dante Bichette. A high drive, way back, and there's the storybook ending for the Rockies. The Rockies have won it on the home run by Bichette at last.
Well, John, we said he was going for it, and he got it. Must be fun to know when you hit it, it's gone.
There was never any question. And so after all of that, it'll be a game that they'll never forget here in Denver. They won it 3 or 4 times. They blew it 4 or 5 times. And then Bichette, the first Rocky to homer at Coors Field, and it's a winner.